Hello from Seattle, Washington. So I am all packed up in my car and I am heading out to California. Today I'm only going to get to kind of south central Oregon, the coast. It's a little town called Florence is where I'm staying in an Airbnb. But it's like, if I drive straight, it's supposed to be like a 5.5 hour drive, but I'm going to stop and like stretch and stuff because I can't just sit in a car for 5 hours and drive. So I'm going to kind of like pause and get out and, you know, bathroom breaks and snacks and gas and things like that. So, obviously I'm not going to really be filming while I'm driving because I don't have anybody else to film for me and I'm, you know, driving. But as I kind of stop and pause, I will try to film little bits along the way of where I'm at. And then obviously once I get to the coast, I will stop more often because that's the whole reason I'm going out to the coast, is to do a little sightseeing, eventually go down to the redwoods and then make my way to San Francisco. And then coming back, I'm going to go inland more, and fires allowing, going to go to Crater Lake National Park. And then go camping between the Oregon and Washington borders before coming back up to Seattle. So that's why I have so many things, because I'm going on like several different trips all at once in about the span of 11 days. So off I go. Well, hello from stop number 1. Filled up on fuel at this Safeway gas station in lovely Centralia, Washington. About an hour and 40 minutes south of Seattle. Thankfully there hasn't been much traffic. Just kind of been driving along. This is kind of a little blink and you miss it town. The freeway is right over there, and there's like some town one direction, some town the other direction of the freeway. The freeway kind of cuts not quite the middle of it, but you know, there's middle-ish. So I'm just stretching my legs a little bit, obviously filled up my car, and yeah, I think it's like 4 hours and change left, but I'm gonna stop a lot, so I'll probably get in, my guess is about 4 p.m. to Florence, even though my GPS said if I drive straight I'd get there at 1:40, but I make a lot of stops, so hopefully the next one will be slightly more scenic than this here parking lot, but I make no promises. Hello from a rest stop in Albany, Oregon. So I'm a little south of Salem, north of Eugene. Those are the bigger cities if you look at them on the map. I'm about 240 miles away from Seattle. So we're just on the side of the freeway. There's the freeway. There are restrooms, a couple vending machines, a little tourism kiosk. There's a place to walk your dog, things like that if you've never been to one of these types of restaurants, but you probably have because they're literally the same everywhere, I think. This one has little orchard views over there. Don't know what those are. Some probably fruit or nut or something. This is very much the agricultural section of Oregon, like below Portland is just like the rest of Oregon. It's just like agriculture, beautiful scenery, coastal, tiny, cute coastal towns. Like, I used to live in Oregon for like 6 years before I moved to Washington State and to Seattle. I used to live in Portland, and I love Oregon. So always happy to drive through it. Thankfully, it's not too hot. It's kind of overcast, as you can see, which is keeping some of the sun away. There's not really any like seating in the shade, and I kind of wanted to get out of my car a little bit. So it's a little afternoon. I thought I'd stop, have some lunch. I have some leftover pizza from last night, Costco brand LaCroix, and some kind of cucumbers. So nothing that wild and crazy, but I'm about 4.5 hours into my trip and feeling good. I have about 2 hours left, so nothing too bad. So I think I'll probably be right on track with where I thought I was going to get in, probably between 3 and 4. And then hopefully I'll go see the dunes for a little bit, which is what Florence is known for. There's just huge sand dunes. And I think that'll probably be it. I'll probably find some place for dinner and call it an early evening and try to get up tomorrow and get on the road because I want to spend as much time sightseeing as possible. So pick you up next time I stop. Hello from South Central Oregon, I guess. I'm just a little off the road here at this place called the Fern Ridge Marsh. And I am just stretching my legs a little bit, walking about. It's really pretty here. Nice to see some nature. Not used to seeing this much water this far south, unless I get close to the coast, but I guess that's where I'm going. So yeah, there's the marsh. Hello from the National Dunes Recreation something. I'll get the name. But it's basically these giant dunes, and they actually stretch all the way into town. Like I had to drive down this windy road to get this. I'm like close to the beach area, but it's wild. Like you can just be driving down the road and like people's front yards are dunes because it's such a big area. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of it. Climbing out of the parking lot. The sand is so squishy, but it's been a pretty hazy day today. I don't know what is just like fog / marine layer and what is smoke. There's several like wildfires burning in the area, like not super close to me, but inland more, and so it's possible that the haze is smoke from those. Whew. I'm out of practice with swishy sand. Also, I'm in these, not quite dressed for it, but the parking lot's right there and the top of the hill is right there, so should be fine. Should be fine. There's some oddly broken up jellyfish looking things. I wasn't quite sure, but you know, you jellyfish are usually very round and they're just like pieces. It almost seems like jellyfish got ripped apart and these are just the bits, but I definitely didn't touch them to find out. So the big thing to do here is actually to rent like an ATV or like a four-wheeler of some kind and then like drive around the sand dunes in them. That's not for me. That's a little high danger for me. Also, it's like after 3 p.m. and you know, the Oregon coast is actually quite cold. Like I'm pretty cold wearing what I'm wearing, even though the sun is out and it looks like a beautiful day. Oregon's deceptive that way. So I think I've walked along the beach a little bit. It's all kind of, you know, this. So I'm gonna go back to my car and maybe drive around to some of the other pullouts and see if anything looks any different. I mean, it's all just sand dunes. It's not gonna look wildly different. But, you know, pop around a little bit, see a few things. I would put my feet in the water, but I still don't trust the whole jelly situation because these little suckers are pretty invisible and who knows what's out there. So, steering clear. Well, it seems like this is the last of the good walking path, and then it kind of gets washed out to just rocks. So I'm not really feeling like rock climbing today, but this is how far I got out. And you can see the beach over there, where I was way down there. And so I drove and then popped out. It's super windy here, so I have no idea how much of it, whoops, you're going to actually hear. I have you kind of in my towel a little bit, see? There's my towel. Little cave. So we shall see. So I found this little crabbing jetty. Just taking a look, you can see the dunes stretch all the way back there. This is back to like town over there. But this is just the very northern part. It just goes down for like miles and miles and miles. It's so cool. Not the most fun walking, but it's really cool to look at. Okay, I think I'm gonna go check into my Airbnb and then go find some dinner. So I was gonna go to my accommodation, but side quest. I think this is super cool. Like, you can totally see the dunes from here. Let me show you. Here we are. There's the bridge I crossed, and Florence is right here. And then if you look across the river, check that out. So cool. Okay, side quest over. Now I'm gonna, for real, go check into my accommodation. So this is my little Airbnb room. I have 2 beds, but obviously I'm only gonna need 1. Little backyard situation. Yeah. This will do just nicely for the 14 hours I'll be here. Okay, well, I am gonna get the rest of the stuff I need for tonight in, and then I'm going to figure out where I'm going to do dinner. So am I very close to the sea where I could get seafood? Yes, but I really wanted a bowl of noodles, so noodles it is. Well, that very much was exactly what I was wanting, so lovely. I think I'm gonna go back to my room and like kind of figure out some of tomorrow and like where exactly I'm gonna stop and stuff. And then maybe I will try to go to the beach for sunset. We will see. If I don't see you, I didn't go to the beach for sunset. If I do see you, it's going to be because sunset. So that's what I got for now. See, there it is right there. Oop, there it goes. As you can undoubtedly tell, I decided to come down to the beach for sunset. I'm trying to decide if I want a slightly more obscured view from my car, where it's nice and warm, or a more authentic view from the actual sea. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna walk out there, see how cold it is, and then make a decision. Can't really see the sunset because there's a big cloud and it's like going over. It's like I think it's the marine layer, and it's like disappearing behind. So pretty like golden hour colors, but no like magical sunset, like great flash situation. Still technically up. You can kind of see it. There we go. So I think I'm gonna go back to my car, and there's this other spot like that you can see the water and stuff, and it was really pretty. Like you can see this little river, and I can kind of see it from my car. It's much warmer and less windy. Like it's super windy on the beach, so it's kicking up all the sand, which is how one gets dunes in the first place, apparently. So I'm gonna go see if I can find a slightly warmer, slightly less sandy, slightly less windy spot to view for a little bit. Other space, you can see the sun actually is right there, so it's right behind these trees, and then this is the marine layer I was talking about. So you can't really see much anyways, but it's at least pretty light over here. Got the birds, got this little protected beach channel situation. So I might chill here for a little bit, then head back to my place. That will be it for today for me. Hopefully this was interesting enough, even without all the b-roll of the actual driving. There's just no way I can be going 70 miles an hour and still film. That's unsafe, so I'm not doing it. But tomorrow my plan is to get up early and get on the road and go down south. I think in Southern Oregon, I'm just going to kind of drive the coastal route, and if it's, you know, there's a little lookout point or a little stopping point, I'm going to stop, take some pictures, shoot some video, like appreciate the scenery, make my way down to Northern California. And then when I get to the Redwoods, so there's like the Redwoods National Park and state parks, and they're all kind of clumped together. There's the national park and then 3 state parks, I think. And so I have this little like guide that I found online of a couple of different like driving routes you can do, because it's like, I think another 5 hours to get to Eureka from here, like 4 or 5 hours. And I want to take my time and do that. So I'm like, it's probably going to be a longer driving day tomorrow, but I'm going to kind of hopefully see more and stop more than today. So I'm hoping to get on the road early so I can get out and do that stuff. Like, I don't think I'm going to be doing any freeway driving. It's all just going to be these like beach roads and stuff like that, and like the highways on the coast. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I'm going to end up in Eureka, which is like a ocean town in Northern California. And then I'll stay there the night. And then when I get up in the morning after that, well, probably more to Edwards, but we'll see what the future brings me. So I'm going to enjoy this sunset, or what little I can see of it. Thanks for watching.